Wrap your hands around a Winchester Super X4. It's light on the shoulder and points and swings as smooth as honey butter on a hot biscuit. Most of all, it functions freely when the north wind blows cold. The fastest cycling, most reliable, best patterning auto-loading shotgun ever made. The Winchester Super X4.
And this week on Winchester and Drury's Natural Born,
Night 4.
And I'm fortunate enough to be sharing a blind with my son Jasper.
That's a real nice 8-point right there. Griffin's ready, aren't you?
Yep.
You got your first buck, dude. 9 years old, and you drilled him.
And now I've got a late season muzzleloader tag in my pocket.
This week on Winchester and Drury's Natural Born, we will travel to the Great Lakes state of Michigan with Scott Manifold and family. So be sure to watch as Scott's great nephew tags his first ever whitetail buck.
You've just killed your first buck ever. Now that's exciting.
And after that, Scott Manifold makes another trek to Iowa for the muzzleloader whitetail season.
All right, that's an old buck right there.
Stay put, we have a lot of action in this episode.
So this 84-acre Michigan piece that we bought is all timber, which is really kind of exciting. It's kind of like a template. We start out the year, we're dozing in some trails this summer, and we're trying to get access to all parts of it so that we can hunt our way around towards the outside edges. And Jasper's on the dozer, my other son's on the dozer, I'm on the dozer. We're working and we're having fun doing it. We really enjoy that sort of thing. Well, it's July 23rd. I'm here with my great nephew, Griffin. Griffin, how old are you?
9.
9. Have you ever taken a buck?
No.
No. So we're hoping that in this brand new food plot inside this 84-acre timber, we're able to get Griffin his first buck. That's our goal. And since this is the first food this woods has ever seen, we think we're gonna be flooded with deer. But they need some food and we're gonna give it to them today, aren't we? Mm-hmm. We're planting some biologics. We got some deer radishes, we got some winter bulbs and sugar beets, and we got some last bite. We're giving them a real smorgasbord. We're gonna feed them if they're hungry. So now we've got our roads in, we've got a food plot dozed in, and the biologics is in the ground, and now it's time for the deer season to unfold. So November 15th opens the Michigan firearms season, and Jasper has opening day and the next day off, followed by the weekend. So we're looking forward to a father-son hunt, and we've got 4 days to get it done, and it breaks with a lot of snow on the ground, so that's exciting.
Well, it's November 15th, and I'm in Michigan for the opening day of the firearms season, and I'm fortunate enough to be sharing a blind with my son Jasper.
So opening morning, we're out there, and literally, it is so snowy and beautiful, and we're sitting over a water hole, and we've got deer crossing in front of us and turkeys come into the water. I mean, we're having a great time. We're seeing a lot of deer. So day 1 goes by, we're into day 2, day 3, and it just keeps snowing. It's gorgeous. The woods is covered, but it also makes it really thick, and actually the snow builds up on the limbs and actually minimizes some of your visibility. And the deer, as they cross some of our shooting lanes, it's really quick.
It's tough catching them moving through this timber, especially with all the snow cover that we got, but it's exciting. It gives you a real quick rush, that's for sure.
So now we're down to our final hunt. It's the 4th day. Jasper's got to go back to work. I'm going to be heading to Iowa. Tonight's the night. We need to get it done tonight. Night 4, Michigan firearms season. I'm in the blind tonight with Jasper. We're set up on the sassafras plot. Jasper dozed this out this summer with me, and the table is set. The buffet's ready. A little bit of snow on the ground. Just waiting on the deer. So as the last afternoon wears on, we get to be 4 o'clock or so, and the does have been filtering in. We got like 7 of them in front of us, and we're keeping a vigil out into the timber to see if we see anything else moving through. Lo and behold, Jasper spots a buck. His first impression is quick. It's shooter. You know, he knows that this is a buck he wants.
Where's he at, Jasper? Oh, there he is, straight there. He's gonna come down this way.
So the buck, after staring into the field a while, turns and he gets around the tree, and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, he's probably getting ready to bug out. But he went around behind some brush and he got to a spot where I think he had a better vantage point to see what the does were doing, and that was his fatal mistake.
Come on, son. Yeah. Whew. That's a real nice 8-point right there. All right. Wow, that worked out good.
Well, Michigan firearm season was good to us. This is a new piece we picked up this year. 84 acres of pure timber. And we're excited. We just put this plot in this year. Jasper actually dozed it in. It was a bunch of sassafras, and got her in and got some biologics growing out there. This last bite, which the does were in there eating the last bite. This guy never made it that far. Jasper didn't give him a chance to get in there and get a bite.
Nope.
But the SXP did its job, and we got a nice Michigan buck on the ground. And
Oh yeah,
just
he's a beauty.
Fantastic way to end a father-son hunt.
Yeah.
Anytime you get a chance to spend time with family in the woods, it's time well spent.
It's been a great 4 days, and holy cow, couldn't ask for a better ending. So.
Yeah. So it all came down to the last night of a 4-day hunt, 7 hours a day in the snowy Michigan timber, and it ends with a big buck on the ground and him grinning ear to ear, and it's what hunting should be about. Griffin's ready, aren't you? Yep. Next up, my great nephew, Griffin. He's 9 years old, never killed a buck. He does love to shoot squirrels, and he's a darn good shot. So he's excited to hunt with me, and I'm excited to take him. So, hey, with a little luck, maybe Griffin and I can get one on the ground in this same woods. Well, it's November 20th, and I'm back in the timber in Michigan, this time with Griffin. Same food plot Jasper just killed on. Griffin and his dad, Nate. This is my great nephew and my nephew, and Griffin's after his first buck, and we're hoping we can do that. And that would be really nice since he helped plant all the seeds in this new plot this year. We call it the sassafras plot. It's full of biologics, and it's ready to go. All we need now is what?
A buck.
A buck. So if a buck makes a show tonight, this 9-year-old's gonna get his first buck. Gonna shoot straight?
Yep.
Well, we got a Winchester SXP waiting for him right here, and if that deer steps out, I think he's in as much trouble as all the squirrels are that he sees. So we see a bunch of does milling around in the woods, and eventually Griffin's dad spots a buck coming through the timber.
Come on.
Here he comes. Well, it took a long time, but that deer finally made its way to the food plot. And then once he did, I had to ask Griffin to be patient again because we needed him to get out in front of the blind where there'd be a good broadside shot. And it took quite a little while, enough to rattle anybody's nerves, but Griffin held in there the whole time, waiting.
Come on, shoot me around.
If you're ready.
Okay.
When we finally green-lighted him to go ahead and make his shot, a doe steps into the picture and gets in front of the buck. Watch out, there's another doe coming. Let her walk past him.
Come on.
Now you're really testing his mettle. His dad wouldn't let him take the shot because the doe was too close, and eventually that doe does clear. All right, you're good. Right behind his shoulder.
Oh, he jumped. He's coming. He's running right at us.
You got it. There you go. You got your first buck, dude. You just killed your first buck ever. 9 years old. And you drilled him. Went down to the food plot. I think we can just walk right out there and have a look at him.
I think you oughta.
Let's go.
Go.
Jeez. Now that's excitement. Man, good shot. Well, November 20th, we're 6 days into the Michigan firearm season, and Griffin came out here tonight to hunt in the food plot that he helped put in, and he hit pay dirt on his first buck, a beautiful little 6-pointer, and he aced the shot. The buck didn't even leave the field. It was perfect. 9 years old. Michigan's got a mentored youth program here, and it lets them get started early as long as they got a mentor with them, and I can tell Dad was happy to do that. So tonight, congratulations, success, first buck ever. You're off to a good start, buddy. I was so glad to to be able to get a youth out there and let them experience what I experience. And I know sometimes it's hard to find ground to hunt on or even get an opportunity at a buck, you know, and I just feel like the hunters like myself and others that have that opportunity need to share it, because when you do, it's a feeling that it's just hard to replace. You'll know you did the right thing. The excitement's electric. I couldn't be happier, and I know Griffin and his dad couldn't either.
This segment is brought to you by Outdoor Edge, makers of the swing blade that opens game like a zipper.
Forecasting deer movement was just the beginning, and DeerCast has evolved into so much more, offering groundbreaking new features like DeerCast Track, our comprehensive shot tracking guide, a 10-day deer movement forecast, and DeerCast Custom, the ability to tweak our proprietary DeerCast algorithm to best represent your individual hunting areas. Because we don't want to just get you in front of that perfect whitetail. We want you to be ready for everything that comes after. So get ahead of your game and stay there with DeerCast.
You grow to love the repetition. Enter at the Old Elm, third maple on the right. Maybe today. Maybe not. Sleep, refuel, try again. This time is different. I've elevated myself.
The old adage, you get what you pay for, still holds true today. Reconyx trail cameras have a well-earned reputation of being the most dependable, longest-lasting cameras available. Thousands of cameras we built over 10 years ago are still in use today. And if you ever do have a problem, you can rest assured that we'll stand behind our products with world-class service and support. In the end, you really do get what you pay for. So why not invest in American-made game camera that will be there for you year after year, guaranteed. Reconyx, see what you've been missing.
You're dedicated to the hunt, putting in the time, the sweat, the energy, no matter the cost. During the off-season, in the heat of summer, or the cold of winter. Scouting, setting up your gear and equipment, and making plans through every step. When it's finally go time, when it's you versus him, that's when you give your best. Because nothing is worse than ending a hunt before it begins with unwanted odor. Scent Crusher. Scent off. Game on.
Winchester and Drury's Natural Born is brought to you by Scent Crusher, Bass Pro and Cabela's, Ram Trucks, Reconyx Game Cameras, Nomad Apparel, Mossy Oak Camouflage, Analogics Outdoors, DeerCast, and Winchester Ammunition. After having success on his new farm in Michigan with his son Jasper, Scott Manifold decided to take his great nephew Griffin out in search of his first ever buck.
Griffin's ready, aren't you?
Yep.
With the steady Winchester SXP in hand, Griffin laid down a perfect shot and created some great memories with his dad and great uncle Scott.
There you go. You got your first buck, dude.
Now, Scott is heading back to Iowa to team up with good friend Tom Ware, and with the Traditions muzzleloader in hand, Scott is hoping to end his season with a bang.
Well, I'm back to the scene of the crime. This is where I harvested Viking on the 28th.
What a majestic animal.
It might be the biggest one of your life. He's
He's
awesome.
an absolute giant. Giant.
And now I've got a late season muzzleloader tag in my pocket. So, now hoping for another Viking. We don't know of any deer like that, but knee knocker's here.
He's an old buck. What do you think? He's 5 or 6?
Oh yeah, he's old. He kind of owned this end of the farm this year, so he's a great one to take. Very mature, very bossy, very dominant, so I hope he comes in. But the nice part about muzzleloader season here is you can use your bow. So if they're close enough, I would prefer to let the rage eat, but get the muzzleloader for backup.
He's got broken G3. Just need a little bit older. Oh, knee knocker can't be far behind.
That's knee knocker. Grab your gun.
He's looking right at us. Get him stop.
Whew. Well, I thought we were going to let him get away there for a minute. That's one nice thing about this time of year. If you can't get it done with a bow, you can get it done with a muzzleloader. So, hey, that was one of the bucks we came in here for tonight, and I am glad to have him on the ground. Whew. Thanks, bud.
Good job, buddy. Knee knocker is down for the count.
Down. All right. That's an old buck right there. Well, this is Knee Knocker. Knee Knocker is a 6-year-old buck we've had on this farm since we bought it 3 years ago. We've been getting pictures of this guy. And he got his name for the big old knotty knee he's got there. At 6 years old, his time had come, and I couldn't be happier to end my 2018 Iowa season on this giant. He just got an enormous body. And tell you what, anytime you can target a deer and actually pull it off, it feels so good. And Knee Knocker, he was the target buck tonight. And I love this farm, man.
Next week on Winchester and Drury's Natural Born, we head back to Texas with John Odell as he closes the deal on a great South Texas whitetail buck.
Yes, thank you, Glenn. High five, buddy. Good job. That was awesome.
And after that, we're going back in time to spring 2017 with Jacob Odell as he hunts the elusive black buck antelope in Texas.
Oh, we got it all day. You got your first black buck.
But wait, there's more. We'll join up with 11-year-old newcomer Drew Korb in Missouri as he attempts to put his Winchester to work on his first ever buck.
You like deer hunting?
Yeah.
I'd say you're hooked.
You won't want to miss it right here on DOD TV.
Country. It's not a place you visit, a station on the radio, or even a state of mind. It's who you are. It finds its roots in your connection with the land and the animals that live there. You go the extra mile, and always give back more than you take. You put family first and sow seeds for the next generation to reap. You get up before dawn to see the world more clearly. That's country. Mossy Oak Breakup Country.
to the next job, the next challenge, the next place, on to the next level, and all the rewards that come with it. The all-new Ram 1500. Motor Trend's 2019 Truck of the Year. Everything you need to get on to bigger things.
We're adding new videos every week, so make sure to click that subscribe button and check out all of our amazing content. This episode of DoD TV was brought to you by Leupold.